Welcome to Shovelware Diggers. Our dig team's currently excavating the Softkey Shareware 2000 Hit Games 2CD collection. You can find a link in the video description containing the entire directory structure of this archive. Here's what our diggers have for week 128. For more information on how to join the dig team, simply follow the Patreon link in the video description. Now without further ado, let's get started. First up, Christopher Groff's dug up DOSGAMES /sports/fishtime22. So I'm gonna guess some kind of game called Fishing Time, or yeah, it even says Fish Time right there. Oh man, that's a huge doc file. Oh boy. Not quite as big a README. Also FRM file. Oh, registration form. Okay. Actually, this seems to mostly be just documentation looking at all of this. Vendor BBS, fishtime.doc, fileid.diz is also text, distinfo, BBS authors, like how much of this is actually game? Anyways, let's see what we got here. Welcome to C&E Associates Fishing Programs. Copyright 1991-1993, Edward Panner. Scientific fishing. Wait, scientific fishing? What does that mean? Active location is Fort Myers, Florida. Begin execution. It's not wasting any time. Update location, run date block, print primetime, city file. Okay, well, begin execution. Enter date. Well, it's kind of not 1990 anymore. Well, I guess we're going to find out if this is Y2K compliant. And then 29 and 18. Or no, wait, it's not 2019 now. Oh, hey, it does actually recognize 2019. Cool. Press home to restart, or any other key to proceed. What are we looking at? C&E Fishing Time Forecaster. So I'm guessing this is like trying to calculate the best time to go fishing at a particular location or something. Edit current data or enter new location. So location name, latitude, longitude, observe daylight time, press end if okay. What's with these weird keys? Well, what's run date block mean? So enter start date. I don't know. Let's start it on 10/10/10. Okay. Enter end date. 12/12/12. Actually, that'll probably break it. Let's just do 12/12/10. So it's showing us a grid here. And then the grid changes per day. I'm really not entirely certain what we're looking at here. Okay, it doesn't help that they're vacuuming above us right now, so hopefully that's not coming through in the recording. So I took a look at the documentation here, and apparently what this program does is it's not really, like, it says it's like scientific fishing and fishing programs and stuff. What it's actually doing, if we go in here and just pull up another one of these, whatever. What it's actually doing is it's actually, it's reporting sort of the lunar phases in a sense, in combination with, what was it? Let's look at the file. Let's look at the file up here. So yeah, so basically what it's doing, if you see on the side there, the EX, VG, GD, and FR, those actually refer to the words exceptional, very good, good, and fair. And what the dots are doing is it's trying to predict when the best times for fishing are based on the expected lunar phase, given the latitude and longitude given, as well as, you know, just Oh, it's basically just trying to predict when good fishing's going to be. That's all. So that's not. Yeah, there's not really much more to this program. I will note that it is technically shareware, and the person who made this is asking $15 for it. I don't know. Like, given how expensive some of this specialty type of stuff can be, I guess $15 is on the lower end of things, but this is, again, very specific. There's only a very small number of people who would actually use this. So, I don't know. It's a very simple program, not a game by any by any stretch of the imagination. Like, isn't that how it's gone? Like, we've found so many programs in this games collection that aren't games. Well, in any case, very simple thing. I don't really have much more to say about it. Next up, Jonathan Gosselin's dug up WINGAMES /arcade /WWump_10. If this is not a Hunt the Wumpus clone, I'm going to be very disappointed. Well, it already says Wumpus right there, that's a good sign. And a file ID.diz, which I still need to associate these, really? Okay, whatever. Wumpus for Windows. Hunt the Wumpus, dude. Complete with crude graphics. Hey, it's free. Needs VB Run 100. 100. That's uncommon. Okay. Does it maximize? Nope. They never do. Well, okay, they sometimes do. Just not often. Okay, so for those unfamiliar, Hunt the Wumpus is an extremely early computer game. I have no idea how long ago this was originally created, like the original Hunt the Wumpus game. This is clearly a clone of it, but I'm going to guess probably plays the exact same way. Although I don't remember Hunt the Wumpus having a map that obscure. I thought the original map in Hunt the Wumpus was like sort of pentagonal grid or something like that. This doesn't look anything like that. This looks like totally made up differently. Anyways, so apparently we have 5 arrows. We can move to different caves. We're currently in cave 11. I hear bats. Okay, I gotta remind myself how this works. It is actually very easy to die in this game. Oh, also we get Monte Ferguson is the creator of this particular clone of Hunt the Wumpus from September 93. Silly game based on old basic games of days gone by. I think it's even older than well, maybe not. I don't actually know what You know what, this is probably something I could look up very quickly, because Hunt the Wumpus is not this is not an unknown thing. This is something that's very commonly known about. Yeah, it was originally created in 1973 by a Gregory Yob. That gives you an idea of just how old a computer game this is. Well, I find it interesting that it actually cut off the instruction data there. And I can't make it show up properly. That's kind of dumb. You have a bunch of arrows, and you can move to different caves, and you're trying to hunt the Wumpus as it is. So you got to hit the Wumpus with an arrow to win. But you don't really know where any of these things are. And at the same time, if you enter a particular cave that has a hazard in it, you're kind of done. Although I think it's only the Wumpus cave that's actually immediately fatal. So we actually came from cave 11, I believe. So that means there's probably bats in 16 or 18, unless they went into 11. Let's just move to 18. Bats pick you up and move you to another cave. Oh, and we found an arrow. So we're currently in Cave 20, which has a one-way path to Cave 4. Let's go that route. I feel a draft. That means there's a pit nearby. I think. 14? Uh-oh. Wumpus is nearby. We just came from Cave 4. But we can't go back that way, can we? No. So we have access to 2, 5, and 15. The Wumpus could be in any of them. So we'll drag and drop an arrow onto K5. And we actually got the Wumpus. Well, that was easy. Number of Wumpy well, I guess if you wanted to know the plural form of Wumpus, it's apparently Wumpy. Whoops, we fell in a pit. I fell in a pit. Well, that was a fast game. K5, smell Wumpus. Where did we just come from? Weren't we in Cave 1? So 2 or 14. I'm going to throw the arrow into 2. And 1 again. Oh yeah, the shufflings of Grumpy Wumpus means it's actually moved rooms. Well, let's go this way. Okay, so we just came from 17 into 15. That means it's probably going to be in 10 or 14. Or actually, let's think about this for a second. We were in 17. We fired an arrow into 15. There was a Wumpus nearby. Could have been 16, 18, or 15. We fired the arrow. It missed. And the Wumpus moved. So we went into 15. And now we can hear now the Wumpus is nearby. Which means wherever it moved to, it's probably in 10. I'm going to fire an arrow into 10. Yep, got him. So let's go from 8 to 16, 16, 17, feel a draft, that's not good. Back to 16, go to 7 instead. 11. Well, that's not nice. The bats picked me up and moved me into the cave the Wumpus was in. Oh, and that's even worse. We actually started our new game immediately in a pit room. So apparently this clone doesn't have any protection against really stupid things, like starting in a death room. So yeah, Hunt the Wumpus is a very, very basic game when it comes down to it. But you have to remember that it was from a time when games were... they were still in their infancy, video games. Now, this is obviously a clone many years after the fact. Like, I mean, the About screen even says 93, which just means this is like... this game clone is 20 years ahead of the original. But it pretty much plays as you would expect. Like, it's been modernized, you got a mouse-driven interface, you got a map that you can look at. So it's actually fairly decent. A fairly decent recreation in a modernized method. So... oh, and the other thing, too, is... where was it? If we go back into the file id.diz, the guy's offering up for free. Which I guess kind of makes sense, because, again, this is a 20-year-old game made for a computer system that probably took up a massive amount of space that the average person's not going to have in their living room. So, all things considered, it's a decent clone of such an old game. And lastly, we have a team dig from CatDog Joe and Matthew Belshon. WinGames /GG/cheat. With a name like Cheat, this could pretty much be just about anything. Although if I had to guess, I'm going to say some kind of Minesweeper or Solitaire cheating program. Programs to cheat at the built-in Windows games were not uncommon or unheard of. So what's the text say? Card counter for Windows 3.1. Freeware. Requires Borland Windows control, yeah. Made by Gordon Hoff. Not too much to say about this program, it's just a little window that pops up which allows you to check off which cards have been played in a card game. Each suit is totaled for you automatically. System menu in the upper left hand corner has been modified to contain 2 additional menus. Okay, so it's just literally a card counter program. Hey, look! No maximize button! And yeah, it's clearly using the board. That's what these are! I never realized that before, because there's so many different games by different people, which have all of these sort of stylized OK buttons and these like borders and everything. And I always thought that maybe it was like all coming from a particular package, and yeah, it is. It's coming from the Borland package. That makes a whole lot of sense now. I never realized that. But yeah, so this is just a little, apparently a card counter program. So when cards come up, you just click them off. You would never get away with using something like this in a public setting because people would be like, what are you clicking on? Why are you clicking on a little thing in the corner? You doing something we're not so sure of? Now, obviously, this is not how card counting really works. Generally, if you're doing card counting, all you're doing is keeping in mind two counts. The number of low cards that have shown up and the number of high cards that have shown up. And the reason why you do it that way is because, one, it's virtually impossible to tell if somebody's doing that because it's just 2 numbers you're keeping in your head. But 2, because that's usually good enough. Like, I mean, you don't need super exacting information about what cards have come up. You just need to have, because the games where card counting is useful are things like blackjack. Well, in blackjack, what matters is the value of the card, not the specific card itself. Unlike in poker, where the specific card itself does make a difference. So, yeah, this is a little overkill. But, like, I mean, it does do what it's supposed to. You click on the cards and it counts them up. And there's also a clear button to clear the whole set. I don't like the order they're in, though. Like, I mean, I'm used to the order spade, club, heart, and diamond. Well, this is totally, completely out of the order I would normally have it in. Yeah, like, I mean, this is functional. Does what it's supposed to. Like, it's not a game or anything. Despite the fact it was in the GG folder, which is supposed to stand for good games. Well, I guess it does what it's supposed to. It's just... what more do you want me to say about a card counting program? Like, really?